Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar, a partnership with Jamestown Community College. My name is Lavinia, and I'm part of the Docsity team. It's my pleasure to moderate this event today. So while we are waiting for all participants to connect, I would like to ask those of you who already connected to pop in the chat where they connected from so we can get to know you a little bit better. Of course, today's webinar will be all about the academic offer at JCC, how it can be, a pathway, a gateway to your American degree, and what outcomes you can expect from a degree at JCC. JCC also has several campuses, so I'm sure that we will learn more about that. We have a couple of students today, and they will share their experience with us. So all about student life at JCC, all about the services that JCC offers to current students. I would like to introduce you to Paula and Sandro. So thank you so much, Paul and Sandro, for being with us today. And on behalf of JCC, we have with us Hannah Pruch. She's the Global Learning Coordinator at Jamestown, and Nelson Garifi. He's the Global Learning Consultant and has been working with JCC for over 40 years now. So I see that some of you have joined already, so feel free to pop in the chat if you'd like where you are joining us from. And in the meantime, for those of you who connected just now, hello and welcome once again. My name is Lavinia and I'm part of the Docsity team. I will be moderating this webinar in partnership with Jamestown Community College, and together we'll learn more about all the academic opportunities and all the pathways to an American degree with JCC. Before we start, I would like to also mention that the presentation will last about 40 to 45 minutes. You'll have the chance to know all about the academic offer, student life, and support offered by JCC. But we'll also have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so stick with us till the end, and you'll have the chance to write all of your questions in the Q&A box, so that we can get to answer them at the end of the presentation. So don't be shy, just pop any questions you have in the Q&A box, and we'll be happy to answer them at the end of the presentation. Before I leave the floor to Nathan, I would like to mention that you can request your certificate of attendance by Docsity, but I will come back to you in the chat for that later on during the event. So without further ado, thank you once again for joining us, and I will now leave the floor to Nelson. Thank you so much, Nelson.
Thank you, Lavinia, and welcome to all of our guests from various parts of the world today. So for some of you, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It is just a very, very early afternoon here in Jamestown, New York, and we are very grateful that you are investing your time to be with us, to discover what a community college can do for you as part of your college education in the United States, or perhaps continuing that education in your home country as well. I am sharing my slides at this point, and we'll use those slides to guide our conversation. Before we begin, allow me to introduce the three other representatives of Jamestown Community College who are with us today. I'm going to ask our students first if you would introduce yourself to our guests. Paula, would you please go first and introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Paula, and I'm from Spain, from a little city called Valladolid, which is next to Madrid. And I'm in JCC. I'm studying human services right now. It's my first year here, my second semester.
Thank you, Paula. Sandro?
Hello all. My name is Sandro Mohan, and I'm from southern part of India. And I'm majoring in tourism and hospitality management. And this is my second semester here.
And thank you, Sandro. And a very important person in the JCC team is Hannah. And if you choose to engage with us, you and Hannah will become very well acquainted. Hannah?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Hannah Pruch. I'm the Global Learning Coordinator at JCC, and that means that I work with all of our international students from the time like right now where you're wondering what you're going to do to when you apply and getting you here and helping you have a great experience. Thanks again.
Very good. And you will hear from all three of those individuals as we go through the presentation. So the first slide is a question. What is a community college? A community college isn't something that is understood all over the world. However, we have many friends all over the world now because students from your countries, whether it is Brazil or Colombia, whether you are in Europe or Asia, have enrolled here. So many students have discovered why a community college should be an important part of your future. And let me begin by explaining the degree that you could earn at a community college. The degree you would earn here is called an associate degree. It is essentially the first half, the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree. Many of you may be thinking, well, my goal is to earn a bachelor's degree in the United States. So now you're telling me about this other degree, an associate degree. Why would I do that? Why don't I just start with my bachelor's degree? And we will talk about that. But please understand that that is the degree you would earn at a community college, an associate degree, which is equal to the first 2 years of a bachelor's degree. And then you will take those 2 years, add 2 more in the United States to equal your bachelor's degree. You could also choose to come to Jamestown Community College for 1 year and earn a certificate in a variety of programs that will prepare you for specific career opportunities as well. And we will talk a little bit more about that as we move forward. So with that said, we welcome you to Jamestown Community College. And I'm thinking that many of you, although you signed up to join us for this webinar, probably have not heard a lot about Jamestown Community College. And that is probably true of Paula a year ago and Santru a year ago. They were thinking, I've never heard of this place. So why is it such an amazing place? But let me tell you a little bit about that, and particularly where we are located. We are located in the westernmost corner of New York State, and you can see by the map here where that is. So at one end of New York State is the city that many of you think about when you think about New York, and when you think about the United States, you think about New York City, because that is the city that is showcased so often on American television, American movies, American culture in general. A very large city, one of our country's largest city, certainly the largest city in New York State. And many of you will visit New York City. Perhaps you will land there when you fly to the United States. But we are at the other end of the state, very close to the state of Pennsylvania and the state of Ohio. So we are very different from New York City. But we are part of the State University of New York, and I want to stress that. We refer to the State University of New York as SUNY, S-U-N-Y. So while we are a very small college at the western end of New York State, we are a part of the largest university system in the United States. So if you want to know that you are going to a well-known university system, we are part of that. We are part of the State University of New York. And the credits that you will earn at Jamestown Community College are State University of New York credits. That is very important. So you have the benefits of a small college, and we will talk about that, but you also have the power and the prestige of the largest university system in the United States when you come to Jamestown Community College. I like to refer to that as kind of the best of everything when you get the benefits of being small and the benefits of being large at the very same time. As I said, we are located in Western New York State. It is a small city of approximately 30,000 people, so very different from the large cities perhaps where you live, or certainly different from New York City. It is a relatively safe city. I know that often when families think about their children coming to the United States to study, and they think about New York City and they think about CSI New York and all of the things that go on in big cities, this is a different city. This is a small city. We do have an enrollment of approximately 2,600 students. So we have a lot of students. Many of them are at other small campuses that we have nearby, and some are online. One of the important numbers for you to keep in mind is the student to faculty ratio. There is a faculty member for every 16 students. So when you come here as a student at Jamestown Community College, you will get to know your professors, and your professors will get to know you. You will not be in a large classroom with 100 or 150 students and just another face in the classroom or another number. You will develop good relationships with your faculty members. They will get to know your face and your personality. And I'm wondering, Paula or Santru, would you mind commenting on that? Has it been easy for you to become acquainted with your professors here?
For me, it has. I have some classes that are there's more students in there, but then not a lot, around 15 or 20. But then I have others, which is not a lot of us. And in those ones, you actually get to know your professor, and they get to know you. And it's very cool. You get to talk to them after classes, or even if you see them around, they stop and say hi to you. And it's always very nice to have that kind of relationship with the faculty member. I personally like it.
Oh, for me, yeah, that's one of the things I love about the ratio about student and faculty, because we individually know each other, and there's something what are up to, and in case of you have any doubts regarding academics, they're there all the time. For me, we didn't had a student faculty the free hours where faculty are free and you can go and approach them regarding your academics as well as your personal life and what you want to do towards your career. They are there all the time. So I personally really love that, because I didn't had this in back home.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And that is one of the advantages of a community college. This feels very much like a community, almost like a family here, because you get to build those relationships. Santru was referring to faculty members required to have office hours where they are available to meet with you, to discuss your academic issues, any other concerns you have, so that you really do have someone who is on your team, on your side. You will not be lost here. If you think you're coming to the United States just so you can be lost among hundreds or thousands of students, we are not that place. We will be supporting you every step of the way. From the photos you can see here, we are, as I said, in Western New York, and we celebrate all 4 seasons: winter, summer, spring, and fall. And while the calendar tells us that we are in spring today, I can tell you, and Paula and Santru and Hannah will say the same thing, as we look outside our windows, snow is still falling here in Jamestown, New York. Paula and Santru arrived here in August, where it was summer and sunny and warm, and they enjoyed, I think, a beautiful fall here. You can see on the slide the beautiful colors of the trees, and then winter arrived, and it has been an interesting experience. So particularly those of you from Brazil who are with us, or from warmer climates, Hannah and I had lunch last week with 2 students, 2 soccer players, or football, as you would say, players from Brazil, and we talked about snow and experiencing snow in winter. So that's another benefit of coming here. you will get to experience 4 beautiful seasons and temperature fluctuations and different conditions. So if you live in a country where it is always very warm or very hot, you'll get to experience something different. And that's really what a college education should be about. We do have some wonderful facilities here, some very up-to-date buildings, classrooms, facilities, a beautiful green campus. Today it is a beautiful white campus with snow, but you can see from one of the photos there, there is a pond in the center, lots of beautiful trees and green spaces. We have some recently created buildings. The top photo you are seeing is of our Science Center, which is very much a building that celebrates science and celebrates the environment and celebrates green technology. And you can see the solar panels on the roof and the rooftop garden that we have there, and very modern, up-to-date laboratories. And you will find very nice facilities here. The photo in the corner is of our dining area, the cafeteria, which is also very modern and up to date. And that is part of the joy of experiencing another culture, is learning about foods and what you like and what you don't like and what you will miss from home if you come here. But that is what learning should be all about. We have over 60 academic programs from which you can choose to study to prepare for your career. For many of our students, business is a popular program. For others, they are very interested in the science, or perhaps sport management is very popular. The technologies, perhaps students who want to become engineers. I'm going to ask Paula and Santru, again, they told you about their majors, but if you could comment, each of you, about the courses you are taking and what you hope to do for your career in the future. Santru, would you go first this time? And you identified your program here as hospitality and tourism. What do you hope to do in that field in the future?
For the future, I'm planning to start a sustainable restaurant. Like since COVID hit it, I was like more designing it as contactless dining. But I got the idea from our college cafeteria. You know, we have the meal plan and we buy it. So I was thinking of it, it could be a good start for me, like starting business with the same ideology, where people could buy the meal plan and they can go and buy at whatever point they want to eat. So it will be easy for them. There's no contact. So I'm thinking of how to build my restaurant business from here.
Okay, and Santru, you are involved in an internship, which we encourage our students to do to get some real world experience in an internship. Could you tell us what you are doing with your internship?
Sure. I think best thing that happened was my internship. To be honest, hospitality wasn't my cup of tea, but once I went and experienced it, I'm still working at the Chautauqua Harbor Hotel. Initially, when I started working, I don't know what I was doing, and later I figured out myself. But my interest was at the kitchen. I accidentally started to cook with banquet chef, and now I'm working with them. Now I shadow the chef. So most importantly, what I want to say about this internship is like I've found what I really wanted it, what I want. So that's really interesting from the internship for me.
That's wonderful. That's really what a college education should be about, is finding your passion. And by exploring tourism, which you thought maybe was stronger than hospitality, you are now moving in that direction. And I'm hopeful that the experience you are gaining at the hotel here will help you in your goal of creating your own sustainable restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, they were really supportive, as well as my faculty, Jennifer. She is my tourism professor and supervisor for my internship. She's been working hard for us, and it encourages us to, put more of energy into it, and we get a lot of experiences. The hotels people are also so nice. They teach you each and everything. So it builds up, to be honest, for me, it's a great experience, what I'm getting here.
Very good. And Paula, your interest in human services, are you still exploring, or do you have a definite goal in human services for your future?
So my first semester here, I was kind of like exploring my options. I actually had an idea of what I wanted to do. And then it was my advisor that recommended me to try out the human services major. And I couldn't be happier with it. And for now, I know I want to get into the mental health field when I'm done with like my major in general, but I don't know exactly what I want to do. I'll probably get a better idea next semester or next year, because I know I have to take a field placement class. So that's probably going to help me also. But for now, I know that I want to be in the mental health field.
And you also, Santru mentioned he is working with Dr. Jennifer Forney, his advisor. You are also working with, perhaps, I don't know if it's Catherine Ionello or a faculty member from Human Services to help you plan your courses?
Yeah, my advisor is Catherine Ionello. And then I'm also working with another one of my professors. Her name is Linda De Joseph, because she is supervising one of my projects, my honors project.
Okay, yes, and I want to note that Paula is an honor student, and an early congratulations to her. I used my little bit of Spanish to say felicitaciones a Paula earlier. She will be inducted into our honors organization this Friday, so we are very proud of that accomplishment as well. Let me also ask the two of you, we talked about getting to know faculty members, professors. What about students, American students or students from other countries? When you come here, it has to be a little bit frightening to think, oh, you know, I am going to college on the other side of the world, and the language is different, the culture is different. Will I be able to make friends? Will I get to know people, students, people my age, my peers? Could either of you comment on that?
Sure. To be honest, like when I came, like I was really shocked. Like I had this question, what I'm gonna do with people, and English wasn't my first language, which you don't talk much often. So I was wondering how I'm gonna communicate with people and stuff like that. Once the semester started, once you engage with your peers in the classroom, especially events that happens in the campus that engages all the students to get together, especially a lot of events with the residents' life and academics, as well as like the student union that, you know, every week they have different events going on. And one thing I really loved was the flags at the student union. That was the first shock that, you know, when I had, I think, Nelson, you gave me the first tour of the campus, and I was looking at the students' unions. I was like, oh my God, like how many international students did they have? That was my first shock that I had. But overall, you'll have a good experience in terms of people from different cultural background, different places. For me, residence life and students' union bridged a, you know, friendship between people from all over the world. So I have, like, right now I have friends from all over the world. I think JCC bridge, you know, built a bridge to have a good, better friendship with people, better relationship. Yeah.
For me, something that helped me a lot, like to start like interacting with people here. Like the first day, it was nerve-wracking for me. I was like, how am I gonna make friends? Like I don't know anyone. But actually, we had like an orientation day thing in which you were able to get to know a lot of people before classes started, and that helped me to like kind of like get started. I made a couple of friends through that, and I feel like that was helpful for me. And then when class started, and then you know events happen on campus like every week, and that helps you to get to know people.
Yes, I mean, it takes a little effort, but that, again, that is part of education, is building relationships with people. Santru mentioned, and I think we'll see a photo soon of the flags that we display. We have a little over 70 international students, and they are from, again, every continent with the exception of Antarctica, I think is represented here among our student body. And of course, plenty of Americans, many of whom are from New York State, but many who come from other states as well. So you really do have an opportunity. And you will find that many of the American students are curious about you. They have never met someone from India. They have never met someone from Spain. They have studied Spanish perhaps in school, but never had an opportunity to speak to someone who speaks it fluently. So they will be very curious and want to engage with you as well. So you will be both a student and a teacher of your own culture at the same time. And this slide really talks about those opportunities, a place to be active. When you come here, your classes are very, very important. That's how you will prepare yourself for the future. But you will prepare yourself by being active as well, by being involved in clubs and organizations, by attending musical events, theater events, athletic events. Let me just talk a little bit about those. The photo in the center, and perhaps that's what Santru is referring to with the flags, that is our student union. And we have the flags displayed there. When a student joins us from another country, we want to display that student's flag. And this year, for example, we just added some new flags. We just, this semester, welcomed our very first students from Fiji, and we have to add that flag soon. But every Monday and Wednesday from in the middle of the day during the lunch hour, there are no classes scheduled so that students can come together in the student union for special presentations, whether they are lectures or musical presentations or gatherings of some kind, perhaps a competition. And that is a great gathering space. You can also see a group of students displaying their own flag. These are 4 students from Turkmenistan, and I am the old person in the middle. And we are standing in front of Niagara Falls. One of the things we like to do with our international students early on is take them to visit Niagara Falls, New York, which is just a little bit, about an hour north of us, but it is a wonder of the natural world. And it is something that we are eager to show you as well. So you can count on that. We have a variety of athletic programs in which you can participate. Many of our student athletes are international students, particularly those on our soccer team, or as perhaps it is called in your country, football. We have American football and we have soccer here, but we have international students on our basketball teams, our softball team, golf, swimming and diving. We have a wrestling team. So if you are interested in athletics, perhaps you have been playing sports for many years and want to continue to do that, you can do that here as well and enjoy some competition. But if you are like me and you just like to go watch sports, there's another activity for you. I don't know, Paula and Sandra, I hope you have had an opportunity to perhaps see a basketball game or a soccer game. But it is interesting because you learn more about culture. Has either of you attended an athletic event, Paula or Sandra?
Yes, I have attended quite a lot of basketball games. And then last semester, I also went to a couple soccer games, and I'm planning on attending baseball games if I have time to. And they're very fun to watch.
Yeah, I attended a few baseball match and basketball match.
Very
So
good.
that was a different experience for me.
Yeah, another way to learn, and there is on our campus a beautiful baseball stadium. We have a few international baseball players as well. And I know baseball is a sport that is understood in many countries, but in some countries not as well known. So a new experience perhaps. We also have theater productions. In the fall, our students present a musical, and on the slides here, there are 2 photos of musical theater productions. In the center and the bottom row is a production of a recent musical called West Side Story, which is a very popular American musical from a few years ago, just as the pandemic was beginning. And the 3 students in that photo are 3 international students who decided that they wanted to be part of the theater program. So we have Veronica from Italy, who was in that production, Anna from Russia, and Hayate from Japan, who were in that theater production. There's also a photo of another musical called Anything Goes, popular American musical. And then above is a photo in our piano lab. If you are a student who is interested in music, perhaps you sing or play an instrument, you can join a choir or you can join a band, even a rock and roll ensemble that you can be part of here at JCC. Or perhaps you have never played a musical instrument, but you said, aha, now I can learn how to play the piano, or I can learn how to play the guitar. So you will have opportunities to discover your hidden talents as well. It is also a great place to live. And I really want to tell the story about our residence halls. We have 3 beautiful residence halls on campus. You can see the exterior. They are called Hillside Suites, south, north, and west. And each one is a suite. It is an apartment that you share with perhaps 3 other students. But in the center photo, you can see a shared living space. And in the bottom here, you can see a shared kitchen. So you will have an opportunity, while you can go to the dining hall to eat, you can also prepare your own foods, particularly if there is a food that you are missing from your home country. And for our Brazilian friends, I always talk about brigadeiro, which is one of my favorites, that you might be able to prepare. But if there is something you would like to prepare, you have your own kitchen, which you will share with 2 or 3 other students, and the shared living area. And we provide transportation to a grocery store so that you can buy your groceries as you need them. But in the upper corner here is a photo of a bedroom, and that is your private bedroom just for you, with a door on it. There is a desk in there, and that is your space. There are 2 bathrooms, so you will share a bathroom with 1 other student. And let me ask Paula and Santru, would you comment on the residence halls? Are they comfortable? Are you enjoying them? Is it a good experience for you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, residence life plays a major role in your life when it comes to JCC, because one of the greatest thing that happened is like cultural exchange for me. I have a roommate from America and Indonesia, and there's other people like from Ivory Coast and our American friends. We make our dinner together. So some days I cook some Indian food, Ivory Coast person makes Ivory Coast food, and American makes our American food. So we have some sort of a cultural exchange here. We share our food and we explain them like why do we cook, and what are the major components of cooking. We exchange our recipe. Sometimes we I mixed Indian cuisine spices with Ivory Coast just to experiment how does it taste. And to be honest, all these years, like in residence, had my first room, personal room. So that was a different experience for me. Had my personal room. And insults are great, to be honest. Living there, it's pretty great.
Something I also enjoy a lot about the Hillside Suites is that every building has a multi-purpose room, and sometimes the arrays, like every week or so, at least 1 day a week, they organize some events in those multi-purpose rooms. Like there's some nights that they do like a movie night, or in my building we've had like nights in which were like spa nights, and they were like painting your nails, and like you could like relax. We've had music nights down there. So I think that's also very cool. And yeah, I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah. So it's like having your neighborhood in your building, because you get to develop relationships, you gather for food or for activities right within your building as well. And I hope you feel comfortable and safe there. It is activated by a swipe card. There are security cameras. It is a safe living environment as well. Santru, did you want to add something?
Yeah. I want to add something here. Like we have something called multi-purpose room where the events happens, but so there are, you have people from different part of the world. So, whenever a festival or event happens, we provide food or share sweets to people at the multi-purpose hall. That's something I experienced it and it was so great. We celebrate a festival called Diwali downstairs. It was amazing. It was a new experience for me and as well as for people. So that I want to highlight here.
Yeah. And it's interesting when students come from other parts of the world, there are a few holidays that are somewhat uniquely American. Thanksgiving is one we celebrate, and Halloween. Many of our international students it's celebrated in other parts of the world, but perhaps a little differently here in the United States. So an opportunity to get to know people. I will note that there are jobs available on campus, and many of them can be within the residence halls. A student who is here, usually in his or her second year, can become a resident assistant, which is a job that provides you with your housing covered. You won't have to pay for housing if you take that job. There are night desk attendants, but there are a number of jobs, employment opportunities on campus, and many of those international students have an interest and have done a great job in performing those as well. So we are proud of those individuals. So a great place to study, a great place to live as well, and a great place to begin. I want to stress that the credits you earn here at Jamestown Community College in your certificate or your associate degree that are the first part of a bachelor's degree, you can take those credits and transfer them to colleges and universities throughout the United States and perhaps in your home country as well, because those are State University of New York credits. So it is easy to say, okay, I'm going to start at this community college and have this great academic experience with professors who know me, students who become my friends, great buildings, great places to live, great activities. And then when I'm ready, perhaps I'll have a little more confidence to go to a larger university, and I can just begin my junior year, my third year there. So that is all in place for you as well. Very well respected credits that will transfer to colleges and universities. It is also a great place to begin to save money. And that's why many students choose to start at Jamestown Community College. We have scholarships available for international students. And with that scholarship, your expenses for tuition, your room and board, your residence experience, and your insurance, for example, will be a little over $16,000 per year once you have your scholarships. And that is a very, very good value for higher education in the United States. So we talked about great academics, we talked about great activities, a great place to live, and now you can add a very great price, a very good cost to add to the reasons you would consider starting at Jamestown Community College. I will note that those of you for whom English is not a first language, including my friends Paula and Santru, although their English is very good, if you are coming from a country where English is not your first language, we do want to learn about your English skills. And on the slide are the test scores we will ask you to show us to make sure that you are comfortable starting here. And we will start you in some very basic English classes if you need them, English as a second language classes. If you do not have any of those test scores, we can also arrange for a video interview with a faculty member so that he can assess you. And it's not, again, to keep you out. We want you to be successful, and you will need basic English to be successful here. But you are very welcome to study English when you get here. Perhaps your first semester, maybe that's all you will study is English, but we will get you started on the right path. So I am going to conclude there, and I want to stress that you, regardless of what country you're in, what continent you are on right now, you are welcome at Jamestown Community College to be a part of the Jamestown Community College family. Hannah, I'm going to ask you to tell us what a student should do next. If a student is out there and very interested in joining us, perhaps as early in the fall, what is the next step?
Absolutely. So if you're interested in JCC, the next steps are pretty simple because first of all, they can be done all online and our application is free. So if you have some more questions that you want to ask before you get started, you can email me. The email is there, international@mail.sunijcc.edu if you have more questions. But you can also email for help with your application. And what you'll do basically is complete our online application and you'll communicate with someone from our office to collect your passport, some financial information, your transcript, and those English language results, which you can send all electronically. Once we process your application in admissions, you'll hear from me with your acceptance letter and your Form I-20. Now that Form I-20 is what you'll take to get your student visa. So those are the next basic steps where you would be applying to JCC and working directly with my office to collect all the proper documents and get on to your student visa next steps.
And Hannah, if a student is interested in starting in the fall, we'd like them to be active now. And what is the time frame? How late can they wait to apply?
So it's best to start as early as you can, just so that you can make sure that you receive your visa on time to travel and arrive for the start of semester, which is August 22nd. Our application deadline is officially July 1st because it would be very difficult to complete the timeline after that. But if you already have a visa appointment, for example, that is in July, we can work with you. But the sooner the better, just so that everything is in order and you're able to make it to campus in time to start class.
Right, because one of the things that does take time is getting that visa appointment in your home country. And I know in some countries that has been slowed down a little bit by the pandemic. So we'd like you to get an early start so that you can join us. I'm going to stop sharing at this point. And Lavinia, do you have questions that have come in that we should be addressing?
So first of all, I'd like to thank you so much for the very interesting presentation, and I hope that participants appreciated, all the opportunities that you presented them with. So thank you so much, Nelson, Hannah, Sandro, and Paula for your inputs and your contribution to this event. We do have some questions, and I would like to just repeat to all participants that if they have any questions relating to the student life at JCC, the academic offer, the opportunities, beyond a JCC degree, they can write their questions in the Q&A box, and we'll be more than happy to, help them and hopefully clear all their doubts. I will start by reading the first questions. So participant is asking what kinds of internship opportunities do they get at JCC, for example?
Yes, and again, I think internships that's just such a strength of our college. As a matter of fact, the internship office is co-located. We share an office suite with Hannah's office, and the internship staff is there to help you. You don't have to go out and find your own internship. And Santru works with his faculty member. We will help you prepare a resume for that internship, work on your interviewing skills, and help you find the locations. But for example, when Paula is ready for field work in human services, and if she wants an internship in mental health, that will be available. Many of our international students are hoping to become teachers, so they have internship placements in our area schools where they will work. Some of them work in manufacturing environments, others in the natural sciences. So there are internships available in every area. And the good news is we will help you find them. You don't need to go out and start on your own. If you choose to, that's okay. but we will help you. We also have internships on campus. For example, we have a student with us from Germany this year who is interested in graphic design, graphic arts. So she is working, her name is Vanessa, and she is working with the marketing department. And she will leave here with a beautiful portfolio of pieces, posters, brochures that she has designed so that she can show future employers. And again, I think that's a great value of internships. I'm sure for Santru, the staff at the Chautauqua Harbor Hotel would be happy to write him a letter of reference to take with him back to his country that will help him find employment. So a variety of internships available.
Thank you so much, Nelson. Okay, so another participant is asking if, as an adult, they can study online. This is a 49-year-old woman from Italy.
Hannah, do you want to take that one?
Absolutely. So yes, we have the opportunity to offer a lot of our courses online. We even have full degree and certificate programs that you can earn completely online. Something that, you know, has come out of the pandemic is more of our courses can be offered remotely. We offer synchronous and asynchronous courses, which means maybe sometimes you would meet like this in Zoom in a classroom with everyone present, or you can complete asynchronous, so work on your own time, not needing to maybe wake up very early or go to bed late to meet in your classes. And you'd be able to complete coursework that way. And the good thing with studying online from home, you can take any number of courses that you want. If you're here in person, like Paula and Santru, they're full-time students. But if you study online, you could take maybe just one course to start and see how you like it, or just take a couple of courses that you're interested in. So absolutely you can, and you know, you don't need a student visa or anything, just need to apply.
And,
Thank you so much, Hannah. Please, Nelson.
Don't be concerned about being 49. That is another special aspect of a community college. Our students are a variety of ages, and while many are 18, 19, 20, 21, in that range, there are older students on campus as well as online. Community colleges welcome the world. You know, you are welcome here regardless of your age, and it is never an inappropriate time to learn, whatever age.
So much, Nelson and Hannah. It's great to know that you know, there are so many opportunities, and it's really just the flexibility that prospective students have. So I will go on with the questions. A participant is asking if you, by any chance, offer housing support for students who want to live outside campus. So I assume if you help with the search.
Yes, and we will provide assistance if you want to live outside of the campus. It is actually more expensive to live off campus than it is to live on campus. So we encourage that. But sometimes students have families that they come with and they need to find housing. There is a lot of housing available in the area, and we will help you find that. We cannot inspect it or, you know, come with you legally to do that, but we can give you some advice on what to look for housing in the area as well.
Thank you so much, Nelson. So a participant is wondering whether they can work while attending JCC, and if they are asking if it's hard to find a job as an international student.
And Hannah, will you talk about that one?
Absolutely. So first of all, yes, when you're a student at JCC, your visa does allow you to work a job that's on campus. So in your first or second semester, if you would like, you want to find a job on campus, you're eligible to do that. And like Nelson said, our career services office is right here and can help you apply and everything. I would say we have jobs available. Most of them are actually taken by international students because those are the students who are most interested in working on campus. So we have students that work in the residence halls, in the gym and pool facilities, in offices across campus. There's sometimes opportunities in the bookstore, in the cafeteria. So you're allowed to. It's not hard because we're here to support you. The jobs can be limited, so it's not guaranteed, but if you're the best candidate for it, then the library, that's another one. You'll find an opportunity.
Also a good opportunity if you are a people person to become a tour guide. And one of the last slides I shared with you, let me just bring that back up, is of our student ambassadors who guide tours on campus. And it is wonderful to get to know a lot of prospective students when you have an opportunity to guide tours around campus. Those jobs are available to you, and we would encourage you to consider those as well.
And I'm sorry.
Hannah, go ahead, please.
Paula, are you tutoring this semester?
Yes, I am tutoring this semester.
So Paula works. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
And what are you
great.
tutoring?
So it sounds like an amazing opportunity. Paula, maybe you can tell us more.
What are you tutoring, Paula?
So I'm tutoring obviously for Spanish because I'm from Spain, but then I'm also tutoring for some math courses from problem solving and statistics, and then English composition and psychology. And it was actually easy to apply for the job. Hannah helped me with some doubts that I had, but it was easy. And I know a lot of international students that also have jobs on campus. So.
That's great. Sounds great. And I'm sure that, prospective applicants might find comfort in that. Relocating might be hard sometimes. So it's definitely great to know that they would have the opportunity to support themselves as well. So a participant is asking if you offer scholarships or financial support for people from Latin America.
Absolutely. So we are able to offer a scholarship to all of our international students that live on campus. And the cool thing is it's something that we're able to award to you automatically. So you don't have to go through a process to apply. You don't have to do anything special. And it's an amount of money that will be reflected on your Form I-20 and taken off of your student bill, so that it's money that you can count on receiving for any international student that does live on campus. So we're happy to be able to offer that support. And then support beyond money, that's what my office is for. No matter what you need help with, you stop in here and we're happy to respond with, connecting you to local resources, other offices on campus, or just helping you walk through a process that might be needed.
Thank you so much, Hannah. I know that one participant asked about an entrepreneurship program. I see that Nelson promptly replied to that. Maybe we can pop in the chat a link to your academic offers so that all participants can just browse through that in case they are interested in, getting some certificate or program. So we do have like a few minutes left for the Q&A session. So I would encourage participants that have stuck with us till the end to just write their questions in the Q&A box, and we'll be happy to answer them. In the meantime, I wanted to ask Paula and Sandro, what are, in their opinion, the strongest points for JCC in terms of the services offered, and if they can tell us about any particular subjects that they found particularly of quality, let's say.
Sure. To be honest, I wasn't really didn't know what courses that I need to choose initially when I came here, but you have your academic advisor. You can tell them what you wanted to study and they can suggest you what are the courses you can do. And personally, I didn't have any limitation of choosing course. I did choose courses from different backgrounds. Even though I was from tourism or hospitality, I have courses from entrepreneurship as well, business as well. And yeah, I mean, there isn't any limitation for courses that you want to choose. You can choose whatever you wanted to. And there are people that really, they're all the time to help you when you struggle or you need any advice, faculty, and some of the faculty could be also a mentor too. So few of my faculties or my mentor, they guide me whenever I fall down or whenever I have issues. And interesting course that I felt was public speaking. That's something that I wasn't aware of. And it really helped me when I present something. Now I can talk in front of hundreds of people without any fear. And, they teach you all the strategy, how to talk and how to present. There are different, things, and they don't tell you like what you need to do. They'll just guide you how you can betterment yourself. That's something really interesting that I experienced here.
Something I also enjoy, I mean, as he said, the advising is very good in this school. Like, if you don't know what classes you want to take or what path you want to follow, at least my advisor and every advisor I know from my friends, they're like very good at that. I also enjoy the fact that every week we get like an email with like the events that are gonna be going on, and every Wednesday we always have an event, and then some nights we also have like different events, or like some days like specifically, and we get all that in an email every week so we can make sure that we don't miss anything. And I enjoy that a lot. And the fact Nelson mentioned it earlier, that like every Monday and Wednesday there's like from 12 to 1, no one has a class scheduled. That helps you to like meet with your friends and like even meet more people, because like everyone is like available at that time. So I think that's very cool.
Thank you so much, Paula and Sandro. I don't see any more questions, so I'm just going to go with another one because I'm really curious. What would you say is the highlights of your day at JCC? What is your favorite moment during the day?
For me, it's like, I think meeting everyone. To be honest, like people here are so nice. I mean, in general, people, except from students, we meet people from the community. They'll walk in that, they'll go for a walk. You see them with the dog, and you see them, fresh smile in the morning. And the first thing I had, like, how are you doing today? That no one asked me back at home. Here, like, people are so sweet. That's something you see in the first thing in the morning. No matter at what time you walk out of, when I walk out from my residence, I see people asking these questions, and they by the end of it's a small conversation. By the end, they'll say, you have a good one, something like, you'll have something better than what you're looking today. So that's something that I would say the highlight of the day. That's something that I never experienced in my life. So that's something new that I'll keep that as a highlight of my day.
Yeah, for me, similar. Like, I love the moment of my day when I go hang out either in the cafeteria or the student union, because even if you're sitting alone, like always someone approaches you and starts talking to you, makes small conversation. And in the cafeteria, like you always find someone there, you can sit with them. Also, the staff is very friendly, and I really enjoy those times where I can relax and just be with people.
I'll add mine. I'll add mine. My office has this window that faces kind of the main entrance. They're already laughing. The main entrance to the building. So when, classes let out or it's time for lunch, I see the students walk by my window, which you've probably seen me wave multiple times during this webinar, just seeing all of my students on campus. And it's just amazing that no matter where you're sitting on campus, the students walking by, you're going to see an international student. If you're in my office, I know the people that walk by. I know, it's a group of 5 students and 3 of them are international. And it's just the best part of the day is just seeing them having a great day.
I would like to mention something like internationals. We also get like emails for activities to do around the area during the weekend, which actually helps, because like we're not from here, so we don't really know, like sometimes we don't know what to do or stuff. So we always get an email like, okay, so this Saturday there's this going on, 5 minutes away from campus. And then, so I feel like that's actually pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, and I think it's great that GCC just really makes it a point to just foster your sense of belonging as international students, let's say. So I think that we are done with the questions. I see that Hannah is answering a question about scholarships, but we did touch that during the presentation. Hannah, maybe want to quickly repeat that for people who might have joined in later.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question about scholarships, our international student scholarship is automatic for our students that are accepted and live on campus. So it's great that you don't have to do any extra work for it. And we're happy to be able to award that to all of our international students.
Unfortunately, the time has come to an end for participants, but if you do have further questions, you will get a thank you email with the recording of this event. So if you missed any information, you can review that later on, and you also get a contact to reach out to in case you want to know more about JCC. In the meantime, I'd like to thank all participants who stuck with us till the end for their presence tonight. And of course, thank you so much, Nelson, Hannah, Paula, and Sandra for taking the time to answer the questions, and just for taking time out of your day to let us know more about JCC and about the amazing opportunities for international students in the New York area. So thank you so much. It was my pleasure to moderate this webinar, and I hope to see you for the next event in partnership with JCC. In the meantime, I hope that all of you are safe, and I wish everyone a good day or evening according to where they are connected from.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.